So we read The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which the main character is a 9-year-old boy named Bruno, and he is really naive little 9-year-old boy, and he has to move to a house where he has no friends. He has to leave all his friends, and there's nothing around. He can't go to school. He can't do anything, and he has to stay in his house or front yard all day. And there is a farm somewhere, but he's not allowed to know where it is.
It's actually a concentration camp, though, and his dad is Nazi, yeah. So.
Okay, so in the beginning, his Bruno's mom plays a pretty big role because she is telling him that they have to move to a different place out of Berlin, and they're like a really wealthy family when they live in Berlin. Well, they always are, but they have this really like amazing house and stuff like that Bruno loves, and he doesn't want to leave it and stuff.
Bruno loves living in Berlin. His dad is a rich, powerful Nazi commander in 1930s Germany. This is fiction, by the way. But so his dad plays a big role in this book. A lot of the big ideas come from Bruno's learning independence from his father, and leaving a little bit of naivety behind. So.
Yeah, I think Shmuel is the name of the kid that Bruno meets in the concentration camp. When Bruno goes, he goes to the backyard where his parents told him not to, and he goes to the side of the fence where he meets him, and they become friends because he goes every day and they talk. And Bruno doesn't understand that Shmuel's a Jew, but he doesn't really care, and he still talks.
He knows enough that not to tell his parents about this. So.
So, what do you guys think about Bruno's decision about going to the other side of the fence?
Well, it was a very risky decision, but I mean, he didn't know that. He just knew that there was a fence and there were two different kinds of people on like each side, and he probably didn't think it was gonna make a difference in anyone's life, but it clearly did.
Yeah, I think at the beginning he was like really like naive and stuff like that, and he didn't really know like what was gonna happen. And then since like his dad, he was kind of like, since his dad took him to wherever they moved to, I don't think it said in the book, but he kind of was thinking to himself like, oh, like he started to like kind of grow out from his dad.
I think it shows real newfound independence from his dad, and but it's still his innocence is guiding him. His naivete and not knowing what's on the other side of the fence is making him do this.
I think it's a little rebellious too of him because, I mean, his parents always told him not to go.
Well, he's not. His parents are alive.
His parents never told him not to go to the fence. They just told him, like, don't leave the yard.
Yeah.
You can't go to the back of the yard. And I mean, if I was a 9-year-old boy and my parents told me that I couldn't explore.
It's their fault.
Yeah, because if I was a 9-year-old child and my parents told me don't go in the backyard, and I love being in the wilderness and I can only go on a swing, I'm obviously gonna go in the backyard. If my parents tell me, if my parents,
plus it's like reverse psychology. It's like don't think about dragons.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna think about dragons.
I know, and if like it's also the same when he was looking at the door, and then all of a sudden he told his parents that there was a farm and there were all these kids there, and he wanted to go play with the kids, and then the next day the window was.
Maybe his parents didn't have to put on too many restrictions. Maybe they could make it like their restriction area like a little smaller, because like maybe they should allow him to go to the backyard and let him play around, and maybe they should supervise him while he's doing that. They shouldn't just not let him go at all though, because he clearly
they were kind of aloof.
But they weren't.
Parents. They weren't. I don't think they were involved like positively in his life quite as much as good parents are.
Well, they weren't smart, because if you don't want your kid going in the backyard, why would you leave him home alone
so
for
much
at least 4 hours a day by himself? I mean, obviously he's not going to just stay on that tire swing all day.
Like, it's just not fair to him. Like, I think Bruno had a right to do that. At the same time, it was a risky decision, but he didn't know that. So
Alright,
What's
let's
the
change
next?
topic.
Have you ever felt self-conscious?
Have you ever felt self-conscious?
I have felt
like
self-conscious
Bruno when he got his
before.
head
Well,
shaved.
we're middle school girls.
Yeah. So
We felt
I think
self-conscious.
everybody has felt conscious before, but one time I can remember feeling self-conscious was when I went to Texas, and this probably isn't that big of a deal, but everybody was like super like preppy for school and stuff, and
Polo shirts.
and like I wasn't that preppy, and I didn't have like the same clothes as them, and you just felt like I just felt really self-conscious because I wasn't as like.
How does that connect? How can you connect that to Bruno?
Because he was self-conscious when he got his head shaved, and he didn't want to show people, but he didn't really have people that he didn't want to show because he didn't really have that many friends.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and Shmuel was also self-conscious at one point, like when he got like the black eye and he got all the bruises and stuff, and he was also
Yeah.
probably self-conscious about
He
like
lied
being so
about it.
skinny and stuff. Sorry,
He lied about it too.
Shmuel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, he
Like-
like about that.
He probably just felt self-conscious about that because he didn't want like Bruno, who was like healthy, to judge him on being like skinny and stuff, and then not be his friend maybe.
That's
Yeah.
probably the reason why he lied, was because he just felt so self-conscious. Lydia, have you ever felt that way?
I have. Last spring, I got a haircut with really short layers, so I was super self-conscious, and I would braid it back every day so no one could notice.
Yeah.
That's kind of like
It's kind of like his getting shaved. I think he would have felt a little more self-conscious if he would have still been in Berlin when he had to get.
because he wouldn't have
Because all of his
all of his
friends.
friends would be there. But honestly, he had his mom, he had Shmuel, he had his sister, there was his dad. There were not that many people around
And he was
him
still
Yeah.
self-conscious.
to be self-conscious.
And he was still kind of uncomfortable though.
Oh wait, okay. I have felt self-conscious when I was at gymnastics, and I could do the scale on bars, but like it was really bad, and everybody else was doing it really well, and I was just like odd one out.
Yeah.
So-
What is Bruno talking to and trusting girl show about their relationship?
I think it shows that he's like his opinion has changed about his sister, and like he kind of respects her more now, because when they lived in Berlin, he said that she was like a hopeless case and she was like clueless to everything. But I think the relationship has changed.
I think that since he has no friends around,
Other than
and
Shmuel.
they're
He
other
can
than
go to Shmuel every day
and
or every
he
moment.
can't.
He's
If
just
Shmuel
taking
can't always
advantage.
be there, Shmuel can't always talk to him. He's realized that his sister will
Yeah,
always
Mama.
be there. Well, not always, but like it's
Even
it's
as a
always that
moody teenage.
she's
person.
still
She's, like,
like
the only one
she's
left
the
in it,
only
yeah.
one that he can actually talk to and know that will always be at the house.
I
when
think
he
it
Well, he
also
still
shows
doesn't have
trust.
much faith in her. Like he
Yeah,
doesn't,
but
he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
It's still
spewing his inner secrets.
but it still shows like a little bit of trust, because he is able to tell her about Shmuel, even though she says like he still trusts her to not tell their dad about Shmuel. I mean, he still said that he was an imaginary friend, but the fact that he trusts Gretel not to tell their dad, like that just shows trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.